Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and to another video. How are you guys doing? Today I am talking to you guys about how I prayed and manifested for my Habibi, my husband. I know if you guys heard me my last video where I spoke about manifestation and prayer, you must know that definitely I did, manifest my husband. So, how are you guys doing? Hope everyone is doing well. For all my regular subscribers, thank you so much for staying with me, and for my new subscribers, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you for subscribing. We're getting there. It's the process is slow, but we're getting there. And for all those persons that are doing YouTube videos, I'm sure you guys have heard, it's not easy, people. You just gotta continue doing what you're doing. So let's get into the video. Thank you guys for watching. Let's get into the video. So today, yes, as you probably saw the topic, the title, we are talking about manifestation and prayer. We're talking about how we, I for one manifested and prayed for my husband. So of course I have my notes, because I always have my notes. I'm not a pro yet with this YouTube thing, so gotta use my notes. I gotta use my notes. Yeah, so first things first, guys, I created a list. See? Yeah, I created a list. I have this from, I want to say about, maybe 2016, 2017. Yes, I've had this list for a while. So I'll kind of share with you guys a little bit of what I have on this list. But first things first. When you decide that you want a partner, a husband in your life, you gotta start praying. You gotta start praying. You gotta start visualizing what you want him to look like, how you want him to smell. Oh yes, all of that is important. So first of all, my first tip with this is you have to be what you are trying to attract. So whoever you're trying to attract, you have to kind of be that person within yourself. On a subconscious level, our beliefs about ourselves tend to have us attract those kind of people in our lives. And I saw this thing where this pastor said that the devil knows what we like, the devil knows how we love, and so this is why sometimes we constantly attract the same kind of people in our lives, because we have to fix us. We have to fix us before we try to find a partner. So the next thing that I would say is you gotta get down to the nitty-gritty. You gotta use your five senses. You have to say, okay, I want him to smell like this, I want him to look like this. Guys, let me tell you something. On this list, I have up to how I wanted his teeth to look. You have to be, as I said in my last video, you have to be specific about what you're asking for. So if you go and you pray and you say, Father God, please bless me with a husband, and he sends somebody to you and the person um doesn't look like what you want, or doesn't smell like what you want, or whatever the case may be, you can't blame God, because you weren't specific. You just asked for a husband, so he sent you a husband. So I always tell my friends, and people that I talk to, when you are manifesting, when you're praying, when you're asking God for something, be specific with what you're asking for, because you will get it. You will definitely get it. So you also want to make sure that you ask for somebody that's going to make you a better person. These are somebody's going to make you happy. um you know I was, sitting down one day and I decided, you know what? I am going to write a list of the person, my perfect person, the person that's perfect for me, not for anybody else, the person that's perfect for Shari, nobody else. And I decided to do that list. And I started writing, what I wanted, how I wanted him to look, his height. First, one of the first things that's on my list is, he has to be somebody that loves God, that's spiritual. That's very important. Very, very, well, it's important for me. So I am just speaking from myself. It's extremely important for me, because I find that, when you have people in your life that respect and honor a higher being, then they tend to have more respect for you as their partner. So that was one of my big things that was on my list. You got to start to feel and act like, you have the person. As I said before, if you're asking for God to bless you with a husband that's a certain way, you have to make sure that you're that way as well. So if you're asking God to bless you with somebody that's not selfish, you have to make sure that you're not a selfish person. You got to put yourself into the space that you want this person, or you want this person to be. If you're not that person, then you need to make sure that you get to that level. And one of the other things that was on my list was, I wanted a partner that told me and every day and made me feel beautiful, and told me every day how beautiful I am. And my husband does that. That's important to me. That's one of my love language is words of affirmation. So he has it down. That's another thing, guys, that you have to find out what your partner's love language is. It's extremely important. Very, very important. Another thing that I had on my list was for him to be healthy mentally, because that's very important, mentally and physically. Yes. Yeah, that's a very important point there. Also, that he has a sense of humor, because I have a sense of humor, and so I like somebody that has a sense of humor. You have to have a sense of humor when you are around me. If you know me, you know that, because I joke a lot. I mean, you guys might not see that side of me yet, but I joke a lot. So my partner has to have a sense of humor. Also, sometimes we have some deep rooted stuff that we have that's buried in us, so we take it into our other relationships or new relationships, and then it doesn't work out. If you're at a place in your life where you say, okay, you know what, I want a husband, you have to make sure that anything that you have that's negative, that's impacted you negatively, any trauma, anything at all that you have from your past, you got to make sure that you heal from that first before bringing somebody else into your kind of situation, because it tends to not work out. Because what we do is we take from there, and we put it over to the person that doesn't deserve it. So you got to fix that before. And if you know that you're not ready for somebody, for a partner, don't go there. Wait until you've sorted out yourself, whether it's counseling you need or whatever it is that you need. But wait until you are ready, your mindset is ready, because first of all, you have to get your mind ready. You got to get your mind in the space to welcome this individual that you are manifesting and praying for. You whatever trauma you have to let it go. You got to forgive, you got to move on. And one of the biggest things as well about praying for what you want and manifesting it, and using the law of attraction, is you can't be desperate. You cannot be desperate. You gotta pray, as the Bible always says that when you pray, whatever you pray for, believe that you've gotten it, and just leave it. So when you're desperate, you attract people that are not ready. The another thing that was on my list was that my husband needs to be ready. He has to be ready for love. He has to be ready to want to love somebody. Because sometimes we find that we meet people that are not ready, and we try to change them to get them to the place where we're at, and those relationships never work, because you can't fix people. We're not here to fix people, unless you're a counselor. But typically the people that need fixing, they date people that try to fix them but can't fix them, because it's not about that. So those relationships don't work. So you got to make sure as well that you put on your list that this person needs to be ready to love. This person needs to be ready to love you the way how you deserve to be loved. Nobody else, the way how you deserve to be loved. And I'm trying to not make this video a very long one, but these are important points when it comes on to dating. And making a list. I was talking to this girl. I called my bank, and I got this girl, and I was talking to her, and I don't know, people tend to always draw, as we say in Jamaica, towards me to tell me their business. And so I was talking to her on the phone, and she started telling me how she's lonely, she's here in Canada, and it's so hard to find someone. And you know what, the first thing I said to her was, girl, what I did was I did a list. And I said to her, I did a list of 20 things. There on my list, I had things that were a big okay, I can work with that, or I can't work with that. Where, as in, this was gonna be something that I could pass, I could see pass, or I could live with that. And there were other things that's on my list, that if that person had those traits, then that would be it for me. So, you're gonna make a list. It's not gonna be perfect because none of us are perfect. We're humans. So you're not gonna find the perfect person, but you gotta make a list. And if they meet, let's say you make a list of 20, if they meet 18 things out of that 20, then that's the person for you. That's just my opinion. As I said before, that's what worked for me. What worked for me might not necessarily work for you, might not necessarily work for anybody else, but that's what worked for me. I made that list, and my husband, I believe, if I'm not lying, if I think back, my husband made 18 things out of that 20 list. So right there, I knew that he was the one, because you're not going to find perfection, as I said before. And, as I said before as well, you gotta be specific with what you want. And a nugget that I want to leave with you guys, that's very crucial to your success with this, is that your mindset around dating, you have to have an abundant mindset. You have to have an abundant mindset. If your mindset is negative, that is what you're going to attract. If you feel that there are only a few good men in this world, that will come true because that's what you believe. It's easy. That's what you believe. That's what will happen. If you think there's not a lot of options for you, then there won't be a lot of options for you. I mean, come on. If you don't speak positively around the dating experience that you're having, then you're kind of emitting that kind of energy, and that is what is going to show up in your life. That is what is going to show up every time. You have control over the way you speak about dating experiences and finding love. For example, here is a affirmation that you can say to yourself every day if you're looking for love. I would say something like, there are plenty of options out there for me, and I'm confident the perfect match will find me in the perfect timing. You need to trust in God, and if you know He has your back, then you just let it go, give it to Him, and you just you speak positively about yourself. I'm beautiful. Everyone loves me. Your words, spells, be very careful with what you say. I always say that there's power in the tongue. The Bible says it. There's power in the tongue. If you want positive, you gotta speak positive. Otherwise, if you speak negative, that's what you're gonna get, negative. So, this is a little bit on how I manifested my husband. I hope this was helpful to somebody out there. I hope these tips will help someone, and I hope this video was interesting and helpful to someone out there. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.